the stubbornness of Donald Trump is probably exactly what's happening in the White House today. Now, people say, oh, come on, he's a reasonable man. He's not going to be stubborn. Really? I don't know about that. Because even Elon Musk failed. And Elon Musk is pretty damn convincing. He's got a pocketbook. Look at this. Musk made direct appeals to Trump to reverse sweeping new tariffs and failed. This, by the way, was before Liberation Day. I'm not going to bore you with the entire story. It's obvious there was a failure. This is why Starlink and Tesla are begging for exemptions from tariffs on critical parts. For example, Starlink is begging for exemptions on Chinese machines so they can continue to manufacture the Starlink parts or the satellite parts that they critically need in their business. You have to think about it this way. SpaceX, or the Starlink division, they might pay $1 million for a machine, let's just say. But with that machine that they spend $1 million on in China, they might be able to do $10 million of business in the United States. What's their trade deficit? That company, what is, in that example, what is their trade deficit with China? They bought $1 million of machines in China and then sold $10 million worth of products in America. Well, technically, their trade deficit with China is $1 million because China didn't buy any of those Starlink units. But China enabled the selling of $10 million of revenue, or maybe even a lot more, in America through that quote-unquote trade deficit. But Donald Trump doesn't understand that logic. See, Donald Trump is of the mindset that a trade surplus or trade deficit is like a profit and loss statement. He said it himself. He said that, hey, what a trade surplus is basically like a P&L, and I want to treat it like a P&L. In other words, I want it to be positive. This is what he told us yesterday in his press conference. The problem with that, Mr. President, is it's not logical. It doesn't make sense because when you consider the example I just gave, you could actually import from China and do a lot more for the economy or global growth and have a technical trade deficit, but still be promoting the economy in a massive manner. See, Donald Trump sees a trade deficit as a loss. The reality is it's not a loss. And as a result of his opinion that there's a loss, he's refusing to negotiate with countries unless they give him even more than 0-0. China, the European Union, and other countries were all offering trade deals well before Donald Trump suggested Liberation Day. But he rejected all of those in favor of, well, Liberation Day. And so, well, here we are.